Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With you, as always, myself, Mr. Vibin, and I got my brother with me, Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to take a couple minutes out of our day, kind of give you insights on what we feel like is going on in the news and some things that might help you out while you're looking around your portfolio. As you guys know, I'm one of the admins over here at BigONE as well as Asian Blockcast. If you click any of the links below, they can take you to our Twitter as well as our Telegram. Make sure you click the like, subscribe, or comment button. Let us know what you think about these videos or if there's anything that we can improve on. I'll let Scott tell you a little bit more about himself before we jump into the news, but excited to be here again with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Scott with BigONE, do the social media for BigONE itself, the Twitter, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the Medium, all the fun stuff. We forgot to mention as well really quickly, I figured it's probably a good idea to do this. We're going to be starting liquidity mining right away here on BigONE. It's a new feature that we're just bringing in. So definitely keep your eyes out for the posts that are going out on that. I think a lot of people are going to like it, and it's got some nice returns. So
yeah. Also, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the futures trading on BigONE. There's been a lot of success in that lately. I mean, anybody who was long on the metaverse, as far as Mana or Sandbox and future trading is doing really good. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the news today. There's been a lot of neutral feelings about the market here over the last couple of days. The market's been kind of stagnant, floating in the same market cap range between 2.4 and 2.7. Your Bitcoins and your higher blue chips haven't yet taken off. So there's been a lot of neutral sentiment on the market. But one of the interesting articles that I seen today, there was a little bit of a Twitter back and forth, and I know Andy had commented on it, but it was a little bit of back and forth between CZ from Binance and Elon Musk. I don't want to say from Doge, so we'll say from Tesla. But Elon Musk basically calls Dogecoin problem on Binance shady, saying that, he wasn't raising the issue per se for himself, that he was raising it on behalf of the Dogecoin holders. As you guys know, there was a little bit of issue as far as deposits went with Doge. I'm not sure if they were getting low on the exchange or if it was just people were just like not being able to, in a sense, they made it seem like people just wasn't able to cash out based on Binance's saying that, they didn't have the Doge there on the exchange or something in that sense. But they had a back and forth where pretty much was, Elon went up and was like, hey, what's going on with Binance? You guys look shady. CZ in true fashion comes back and was like, hey, like this shit happens all the time. And pretty much sends like a news article for when Tesla had a 12,000 car recall. So kind of like, and then they kind of like have to cash it out after that, kind of like shared a little bit of a common sense in a way, and they kind of just defeated it. But it like Elon was saying what he was saying. CZ was like, hey, look, that thing runs itself, and if there's a problem, then we'll fix it. But more than likely, is something wrong with Doge's side of it, because no other coin was having this issue on Binance at this time. So even though it seems like they were going back and forth, anytime you get two powerful brains like that to go back and forth, whether it's in a point where they're agreeing or disagreeing, there's still a point, right? And to have those two in a room talking about a point is really big. They're both big in their own respective manner. So I can't see any negative news coming from that, from them, actually going back and forth on Twitter, if you call it that.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And I like that. Like, those two are two of the biggest brains, so it's kind of cool to see them communicating to each other. That says a lot. My article is on the Canadian crypto investor Snake's virtual real estate plot for a record $2.4 million. The buyer was tokens.com and plans to turn it into 6,090 virtual square feet in Decentraland on their Fashion Street area to host digital fashion events and sell virtual clothing for avatars. I find this really cool that Canada is kind of one of the ones that is pushing that high price for the metaverse, basically. So I just love that. It's great news to hear, and I'm excited to see more high prices come from different places for the land in the metaverse and the different areas and different projects that's going on.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about the metaverse and GameFi sector over the last couple of days. When it comes to these games, guys, if you're not a big gamer, take this article, for instance. Look how much these properties are selling for. Look for the currencies that will be used in the metaverse. A lot of these currencies are indicative to that blockchain that they're going to be running on. So this will be the main currency for the metaverse as far as acquiring anything from a skim to a property or land. I think that's really big. I think any community right now, if you're a part of a project, I think you should probably push your project developers to maybe buy something in the metaverse, buy something in the sandbox that your community can go to and be together. I think this will be it'll add, obviously to the metaverse side of things, but it'll also give you a place of communion, if you will. So I think that's amazing news, and I think that was a great article.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next one the next one that I found was it was a little bit of a weird one. It was like, why delisting Cardano on eToro could be a benefit in its price. All right. So for anybody who's been watching Cardano, if you're watching Cardano now, it almost feels like a rewind to 2017 watching XRP. We had this breakout where they went to an all-time high from a point under $1, and then they had to try to rally back up over the next couple of bull runs, and they weren't able to. A lot of people are saying that this could be the same thing for Cardano, where that they're just kind of trading sideways, and they had a bull run, but now they won't be able to make it. A lot of it's due to their utility not being used. There's a lot of talk about the smart contracts not being able to process a lot of transactions at one time. So I think they have a little bit of work to do there. But on the other side of things, some people are saying that this is bullish news. With eToro delisting Cardano, you're really going to shake a lot of the retail investors out who don't want to be there, right? So you're going to have these bottom prices come in. And most of the time when you see bottom prices, they have to bounce up. So not everybody's looking at this as bearish news. Some people are actually looking at it bullish. I could definitely say that, Charles is definitely out here saying that, it's FUD, that they're being delisted. And the funny thing about it was that eToro said that this is due to business related considerations and an evolving regulatory environment. So they basically delist Cardano, saying that one day that they feel like Cardano could probably be under regulation, default, like with XRP. So a lot of interesting news going on with Cardano. I'll keep paying attention to it, but it's definitely, for me personally, like, I always look at the big market caps, and this is one of your larger market caps, and they're struggling while they're already in the top 10. So I, not financial advice, but it's just, you got to kind of pay attention to stuff like that. And a utility isn't where it should be at.
Well, and if they need to improve that, they should do that. That's kind of like Ethereum with their hard fork, doing the same thing. It's took forever. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So the next article, Bitcoin mining power crunch, Kazakhstan looks towards nuclear solution. Now, I did read into this a little bit more. So the last nuclear power plant they had was closed down in 1999. And about 88% of Kazakhstan's power supply currently comes from fossil fuel burning power plants. But now with the immigrants moving to Kazakhstan, they don't want them to leave, and they want to actually make some profit from the miners. So they're looking at putting another power plant in place to allow this to happen, and to them to have enough energy to not affect the power grids at the moment. So that's amazing. Good on them to take advantage of a situation that happened in China and take it and use it in their benefit to bring more money to their country, as well as taxes and other things. So that's really impressive. And I'm excited for that too, as well.
Yeah, I mean, the government's pretty much getting involved mainly because, like, the government noticed that Kazakhstan is actually the second largest mining country in the world, and they were like, hey, we're not getting any money from it. Yeah. So they weren't getting a cut. So they were just kind of feeling some type of way. Right now, Kazakhstan is home of like 50 registered mining companies, and they have an unknown number of unregistered companies. So it kind of, like I said, Kazakhstan is definitely number 2 as far as crypto mining goes in the world. So to see them, see the government want to get involved, that there's some people there living in Kazakhstan that's actually getting money from this. And like you said, they actually haven't had a nuclear plant built since 1999. And they're actually considering that, again, just for mining. And we know that there's only 22% of Bitcoin left to be mined. So to see that, governments are willing to go this far as building a nuclear plant just to mine Bitcoin, I think it's safe to say that, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are, they're going to pretty much lead the way.
Yeah, and I just Alberta signed a contract for 2 portable nuclear power plants. This is from Korea or somewhere in Asia. They signed an agreement with it. But that shows you that, like, you don't need these humongous nuclear power plants anymore. They're actually like portable, almost portable units that they can use to power. You can do them in sea containers. Like that.
Yeah, people are actually using the sea containers, which is the seaport containers that they ship stuff in from other countries. When they were shutting down China and moving all the miners out, a lot of the miners are already set up in sea containers, pretty much had their sea containers sent to a lot and then had them shipped to America. So when they got here, it was pretty much plug and play. You were able to just go ahead and put in your redundant source of electrical with, some kind of, battery backup, and you were able to go back and get up and running.
I hope Alberta takes advantage of that too. Like, I know of one company here in Alberta that's actually making the actual units that they're using on gas sites and stuff like that, actual like natural gas sites. They're pumping it through there, the actual things to cool these miners and not use any energy when they're doing it. So super impressive. Just anything for cryptocurrency. That's all I could say.
Yeah, man. I think almost in a sense, Bitcoin is becoming like a governance token as well, right? Like without all the institutions picking up on it, where it might not be on the forefront as a governance token, it will be a governance token as far as banking goes. So I keep telling people, buy Bitcoin and Ethereum now before your bank sells it to you or give you a loan for your house using that as what they're tying that loan to. So. Definitely stay bullish in your crypto. So the next article that I got, Scott, is it was about the London hard fork. You kind of mentioned it, the EIP 1559 from Ethereum. It went into effect in August is when they first started implementing it. And since then, there have been 1 million Ethereum, which is valued at $4.24 billion burned. Since August, since the London hard fork came out. They say that a lot of this is due to, the NFT markets like OpenSea, the play to earn on Axios Infinity, and decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap, 1inch, SushiSwap. And they say that these make up some of the largest portions of these burns. So collectively, these, whether it's a part of the game of the NFTs as well as decentral or DeFi, are what's causing a lot of these burns to take place. And all this was recorded from CryptoRank. Yeah, CryptoRank. CryptoRank.io is their website, and they were the ones who actually reported on this. The top 10 Ethereum burners. Ethereum actually burned over 467 million alone. SushiSwap was at 51.6, and then there was a lot of things in between, such as transfers, Uniswap, Tether, Uniswap, V3, V2, MetaMask, USDC, Axios Infinity, 1inch, and SushiSwap. So very good news for Ethereum when it comes to that hard fork. I was actually one of the people in the background. I'm not really big on using Ethereum because of the gas fees, the way they're set up right now. So I didn't actually know how much or how less the hard fork was working. Like, I just didn't have any idea because I'm not really embedded to using Ethereum on a day-to-day basis. I find a little bit more comfort in BNB or actually stables where there's no fees. So it's good to see that it's working. I think that it also, in this time period, while Ethereum was trying to figure out how to get this hard fork running, you had other projects step up as well, like Solana offering lower fees and to keep some of the transaction traffic off of the Ethereum blockchain. So I think it's something to pay attention to going forward. If they could keep the fees low, I think, people will continue to use Ethereum, but I said this yesterday and I'll say it again today. I kind of find Ethereum being more of the builder's playground, right? And these other Solanas and Polkadots and, substrate protocols or blockchains, they're going to be there to help combat some of this transaction volume, take on some of these transactions, and possibly lower the cost. But as blockchains become more popular, the value will go up, and the gas will still be the same percent. So the gas will naturally get a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Well, I love to see the gas fees get less and less. That's what I look forward to. But Ethereum, I really hope they do. Like, it's silly that they haven't corrected that yet. They keep saying that they're going to correct it, so let's see them do it. And then my next article is through Bitcoinist magazine, and it's about Adidas finds its first crypto partners with Coinbase and the Sandbox. Adidas has made a splash into crypto, establishing a partnership with Coinbase as well as Metaverse Playground, the Sandbox, this week. The deal has a limited amount of details thus far and immerses the powerhouse apparel brand into its first major foray into crypto and blockchain technology, which I think is awesome. That's great that another shoe company is coming in there and obviously going to make money off of the shoes and clothes that they're going to put on people. So I like that. It's kind of interesting in a way. It'll be more interesting to see what happens in the end, though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to stuff like this and the major brands getting involved with NFTs, I think the first glimpse of it that I heard without reading it was the last time Andy was on the first time Andy was on that Indian news station, and he was talking about Chanel in particular and saying like what effect they would have in a metaverse, and as far as skims and people wanting to have like these designer or major brands representing their character in the metaverse. So we knew kind of then, this was like a little bit over a month and a half ago, we kind of knew then that major brands were going to start getting into NFTs. I know you're reporting on Adidas right now. Nike is actually very interested in the metaverse as well. There's been a lot of major brands who's been thinking about getting into the metaverse, and it's only right? Like, if there's going to be characters in the metaverse and they're going to play in a basketball game, why wouldn't they want them wearing Nikes? Why wouldn't they want them wearing, Adidas or whatever, these major brands? So
yeah, definitely.
I think this is a good push for all of crypto. I really think, the metaverse projects such as Sandbox, your decentralized versus your, Vulcan, Forge, these are all great projects with a lot of utility to offer in there. And when it comes to the market cap size, they're still kind of small caps. So I think there's going to be a lot of movement continued on the gamified, the metaverse sector over the next little bit. And I would tell people to continue to pay attention to this, and then until your altcoins actually start running. But I think right now it's just, you can see day to day who's getting the attention, and I wouldn't ignore it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And just continue to grow, man. That's all I say. I want to see these these metaverses grow. I want to see cryptocurrency grow, because I think gamify and the metaverse will bring cryptocurrency to the forefront of more people's minds. So when that is going on, it's definitely going to bring that 8% up to a much larger number.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping it goes to 16. That'd be really cool. Guys, before we get out of here, I like to give you guys a little bit of insight of what I'm looking at, the total market cap. But before we do, I want to let you guys know on Wednesday and Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we also have a Twitter space that we have open for you guys. If you ever want to come in and just chat about crypto, get to know me and Scott a little bit better, that floor is always open. It's a really open, chill space. On Wednesdays, we try to invite other developers there, and it's a little bit more of mind picking session, but it's really fun. So I encourage you guys to come over to Twitter. Again, that's on Wednesday and Fridays at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So without further ado, we're going to jump over to CoinMarketCap, have a look at the total market cap. Today, the total market cap is at 2.715, a little bit lower than it was yesterday, but still great volume. The volume's actually up 1.2%. So it looks like things are going to continue gradually pushing up a little bit. Bitcoin dominance went back up to 39.8. I would pay attention to that. Yesterday we had seen it at 39.1. So I would look for a little bit of a rise in Bitcoin over the next 24 hours. Ethereum dominance is at 18.6, still kind of neutral. So guys, just kind of pay attention to everything that's going on in the market right now. I do think with it being a holiday weekend, we're going to see an extra influx of money come in, from some of the institutions, because institutions will be closed over the holidays. So, crypto market doesn't close. So kind of keep that in mind when you think about trading this weekend. Always do your own due diligence and make sure you guys are protecting yourself. Yeah. As always, guys, we appreciate you guys coming by, kicking it with us for the daily crypto news. We'll hear again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to try to do a little bit of an earlier episode just to go ahead and get it out of the way. We definitely want to tell you guys happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you spend some time with your loved ones. Let them know what you're thankful for. Try not to be the weird cousin or the weird uncle or the weird brother that's at the family gathering only talking about crypto and everybody's talking about regular life. So maybe tune out crypto for a couple of days and then on Monday come back in and kick it with me and Scott and let's be weird and let's talk about crypto. But again, guys, I definitely want to appreciate you. I definitely want to thank you guys for coming by, spending some time, and until tomorrow, peace.